Okay, I'm in the city of Larnaca, Cyprus, on the way to Israel. I'm planning on, I hope, December 9th going to Israel. I'm giving this about, I don't know, 10 or 12 days here in Larnaca. It's really seems to be a beach city or a place where people come and retire. They're all trying to. I'm laughing at these men over here because they're all trying to make it into a summer day, and they're playing some sort of badminton-like game or tennis, maybe pickleball. But I think for sure up there in the corner they're playing pickleball. Everybody gets up in the morning here and goes for a walk, and there's a lot of joggers. And I'm not really sure. It's not my type of place, but it's very, very difficult. Only the Canary Islands, I think, off the coast of Spain, are actually warm if you want to stay in Europe. Malta is pretty good, but it's generally Europe's pretty cold. It's really like Canada, right? It's at the elevation of Canada, and it's very difficult to do. But I'm going to go to Israel, which isn't going to be much warmer, but it's going to be a little warmer. And I'll try to show you something. So over here, there's a sailboat harbor, and then right there's the beach. So it's a pretty nice sand beach, and I think it could be a nice vacation spot if you wanted a extreme tourist vacation. Okay, so what's going on? I'm staying in a hostel for $15 a night, which is pretty rough, okay? You can almost determine the quality of your hostel by the manager of the hostel. So we have this Indian guy that really, in typical Indian culture style, doesn't really care about anything, but he don't want to talk, right? But we do have some relatively international travelers. I have two other people in the hostel one went to 150 country and the other one went to 100. So the Ecuadorian one, which would be quite difficult if you had an Ecuadorian visa passport to travel. So he's kind of like my friend from Colombia, Herman Escobar, that went to 125. He was in Bogota. So, but to have three of us in one room at one time was quite unique, okay? But they were probably 10 years older than me for the most part. We speak a kind of a mixture of Spanish and French, but I'm here and you're not, why not? So I'm in the process of trying to suss out what I need to go to Israel. And I'm very fortunate because January 1st of 2025, they really upgrade the application thing instead of just arriving at the airport. So I only have, like 30 days before they change the rules. But I can get 30 days on arrival, as I understand it, with a U.S. passport. I'm going to try to get I need some more passport photos. So the only thing I'm really working on hard is a passport photo. In the new application, it appears like I might need proof of how much money, and I might need travel, medical insurance, but I don't know. What the big problem right now with the internet is that everybody's trying to I don't know, they're trying to trap you or get you into a pay situation to pay them when you don't even have to. I finally got on the Travel Gov page. I kept doing it on my smartphone, and the smartphone really is just too difficult to use. But there's a travel, TRAV/gov. You search for Israeli visa for Americans, Travel Gov, and then if you finally get on the ending says Travel Gov or whatever, then it's the correct advice. And so they want me to have my proper travel documents, but they don't really say what those are, right? But I would assume as an American it's going to be relatively easy. I've been to Israel before, and the big glitch is I need an onward ticket. And the Israelis are exceptionally smart, so I'm not going to make a fake one this time. But what I've figured out is Athens, Larnaca, Cyprus, and Brussels, and I guess France, I can all fly to for right around $70, $80. Then I can get a ticket from any of these. So right now, as it seems, I would probably have an onward ticket flying to Brussels. Okay, and then that would be like, you know, if I needed to, and maybe everything's clicking and life is good there, and people are giving me free rooms and stuff on my GoFundMe page. I have a GoFundMe page for going to Israel to be an unbiased observer of the war situation. But I'm planning on at least 2 months, so I'll probably get the visa. I mean, the onward plane ticket for about $85, $80 or something like that from Tel Aviv to Brussels. And what that'll do is see, that's really not normally a requirement of the country. It's a make money for the airline situation. Okay, and even if they say it, I've never really had the country require this. Normally in Africa, I'm required a yellow fever, but proof of medical insurance, which I have. I have medical insurance abroad for up to $50,000, but kind of hard to prove this stuff. But I have my Medicare card and whatever, and my insurance cards and all that, and I will have a good time there. Okay, and I'm really looking forward to Israel because I really want to hear what the inside do. This is like 2 days after they had a Lebanon Hezbollah ceasefire, which I don't know. All these things to me are quite humorous. It's kind of like a clan fight. I've been to Israel before, and the anti-Semitic world, okay, is just out of control. Everybody, I don't understand this. I think it's just naturally that people don't like people that are smart, okay? But that's my opinion. But I'll go there and try to go live. Maybe every day, if possible, I'll go live on YouTube. And I would like some of my friends to be moderators because I'm not, it's very difficult to answer questions and do anything because so many trolls. The good part about going live is you do clean up the trolls because the minute you block them, they're kind of gone. Then they have to sign up another way. So I'm really excited about being there. So I'm going to go live, and then any of my Patreon members, my paid Patreon members, can meet with me and on Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is like 4 o'clock in the morning here in Cyprus. So this Sunday, I'll be on for anybody that's the thing. And the way to find the link to that is to get on the chat part of Patreon. And all the links for whether it's Patreon or Patreon is like a monthly support system. You can pay from $5 to $100 to $500 a month. And that enables you to communicate and get on the Zoom. It's a real... The GoFundMe page is, again, a donation page where you can, I don't know what the minimum donation is, so I think it's probably $5. But I would really what I'd really appreciate is if anybody has any family, friends, or whatever that would like to give me a week room in Israel. 1 night, 2 nights is not worth it. 7 nights is worth dealing with it because the transportation costs. Just the transportation costs and the hassle of moving into a place doesn't make it worth my time for 1 night. And I really like to know what's going on with the Israeli family situation, how they are looking at the world. And the hard part about peeling an onion or something like this is that everybody doesn't want to put their dirty laundry out on the internet, really. They really, everybody, there's no truth hardly even on the internet, even though they're acting like the mainstream media is... It's all similar to me trying to get a visa to Israel. I've been on, it took me 2 hours before I finally figured out that I didn't have to have this electronic visa. But when you're talking to people, to find the truth, you have to get signals of the honesty stuff. So you got to get signals of them saying something. But I will say, it seems like all the airlines are flying in and out of Israel. So that's a very good sign. Okay, when every airline is flying in and out of Israel, it means it's relatively safe. Okay, but I do know that there's certain things that happen sometimes that are kind of thing. But I'm going to spend enough time, and I would like to request, my email address is hoboontheroad@yahoo.com, hoboontheroad@yahoo.com. or you can call me. I'm going to have the numbers on here, 260-624-4414. Text message me. But if you really want my attention, you're going to have to become a Patriot. Minimum $5 a month. But life is good. I'm very grateful to have my medical stuff done, and I probably am going to, when I leave Israel, so it's like, I don't know, I'll enter Israel about the 9th of December. I'll stay there for about 2 months. I'll have the onward ticket already going to probably Brussels, and then from Brussels I'll go to Togo, West Africa. Then I'm going to start working my way around the point of Africa. So it'll be Benin. It's amazing. I'm normally very healthy. I go to the United States, and it's got to be the most unhealthy environment, hanging around with old people and I don't know, going to the hospital. Now I have like a cough. But I'll fly to Lomé, Togo, then I'll go to see my friends, probably hang around for a month, 2 months. I think they have a electronic visa now that's only given 30 days. So it used to be, you're on arrival, you get 1 year. So it's no longer the most favored country for me to go in Africa, even though I love the country. When you start having visa hassles, it makes it more difficult. But I'll go to Togo, then I'll go to Benin, Nigeria, Cameroon, and Gabon, and work my way right around the point of Africa, and there'll be about 25 more countries. Cyprus is my 115th country. Now, I should try to explain how I got here and how I bought the tickets. I bought a ticket from Chicago, a plane ticket from Chicago to Cyprus. There's one transit in the UK Heathrow Airport, and it costs $400. I took the bus from Fort Wayne, Indiana for $55, which it used to be called Greyhound, and there's some nicknames for it, but it's kind of like a moving kind of inner city property. But living in on the bus is not the best experience, but it's very efficient. Okay, and I got to so I took it. I went to it was quite humorous. I got all the way to the Greyhound, and I had to walk like 2 blocks. Scared some people in Chicago when I asked their directions. Everybody in Chicago is afraid to talk to anybody. As really is kind of the same here. Most of Europe and United States and everything is kind of turned into a big city, don't talk to anybody situation. This is a little more friendly than Chicago. But I get all the way on the train, and I was laughing because I met a Venezuelan person and 2 Colombian guys, and we literally jumped the turnstiles. I didn't know I was doing it until she pushed me through. They got like 2 tickets, and then they put 4 people through it. It was quite humorous. It's $3 from the Greyhound station. Kind of a dangerous walk, though. If you come in there after dark or anything, this is a dangerous walk. Okay, so probably the most dangerous time I have is in Chicago. I consider Chicago probably a lot more dangerous than Israel. But I'm going to, they have guns, right? And they have an attitude. Okay, so I got to the airport. I had to hang around for about 6 hours before the plane got there. I did get because of my aorta kind of stent, I have a branching, it looks like a branch with a little split off. So it's a very special one. There's only been 2 of these aorta stents done in the city of Fort Wayne. Although my doctor's done about 10 of them because he came from Texas or something. Okay, so they said the recovery time was, I don't know, but I'm laughing because I canceled my appointment and left within 4 days of having the stent. And but the on the paper requirements was no driving for 21 days. And my sister was very anal about this, and I go, Candy, he told me I could go to Israel within 2 weeks, and you're taking away my driver's license for 21. Not my driver's license, the car for 21 days. I don't have much use for the United States because, it's not, it's like common sense is no longer in existence, okay? They're so fear-based that instead of making decisions on rational decisions, it's the end of rational decisions. I'm trying to change this so that the wind don't, I don't know, I can feel the wind. But I got to Heathrow, and then I took this wheelchair thing, which was quite horrible in Heathrow, but it really did take the strain off my. My worry is that I would actually break the stitches that is connected. They put a big tube in there, or whatever you call it, a camera like thing, in at the groin area into my artery. So there's kind of a lump in there. I have no clue what this lump is. It's like they must have really bruised the muscles, or they cut through the muscles right at the groin. It's at the left of, it's at the lower abdominal muscles, but they sewed it up really funky. And I'm gonna try to contact the doctor, because nobody told me anything about stitches, right? Am I supposed to do anything? But I don't know. I don't really depend on doctors anymore to tell me anything. I just really want the laboratories, the medical, the thing. And this is where AI is going to be really nice. We'll probably be able to get more knowledge from the AI doctors than we will from an actual doctor, okay? Everybody says, what does your doctor say? And I said, do you guys really get to talk to a doctor? I don't. My doctor was really good, but on the other side is the nurses and everything were just slam bam, thank you, ma'am. And they were nice, in a sort of I don't know much of anything way. I'm not going to talk highly of the American medical system, because there's no personal business. I can do much better in Colombia, Guatemala, anywhere I go. Even the pharmacist is often more helpful than in the United States. Okay, so I get to the airport here, and it was hilarious because I was excited because it was my 115th country. I make a little video, and I'm looking all over for my driver, which he supposedly could help me get into my hostel. And I call him up, and it's obvious that he's sleeping, okay? So I decided that because he knew how to get into the hostel with the key code, might as well wait. And being that it was like early morning in the United States and kind of midnight here, I knew I wasn't going to be able to sleep that easy. But I waited for him. He never got out of the car. He never did anything. This guy I knew was got to be the worst guy. Then I get met by an Indian guy that really's got no personality at all. Typical look, India's a rough place, guys. It's not like they're a bunch of personable thing like you see on TV. This is a very dark guy. He doesn't speak English, and he's very arrogant, and it's pretty sad. It's a shit house hostel. Flophouse hostel. Flophouse hostel is all they care about is the money. They don't have any personal thing. In a way, if you're wanting to know if a hostel is any good, you kind of want a 24-hour thing. And what was interesting is all three of the 100-plus country people were in agreement that hostels are better than hotels. Why? Because I had built-in information from all the people living in the hostel. And like I was talking about the visa to Israel, and both of the 100-plus country people demanded that there was not a online visa needed. So I finally checked more. And then we have a guy from Ukraine that's been here for a long time, and he has zero desire to return to Ukraine. This is going to be the biggest migrations ever of people from Ukraine. Most of the Ukraine people, it's kind of like living in Mexico or Guatemala. Everybody wants to leave, or Philippines or something like that. So, everybody in Ukraine wanted to immigrate, and this was the biggest excuse they ever had in their life to leave. I will guarantee I'll bet a lot of money that within 30 days after Trump taking office, the Ukraine war will end. I would have gone to Ukraine right now because I've been there 3 times, except the problem is it's just too cold, okay? I don't want to go there during cold, and I don't like to carry the extra clothing. I'm very fortunate that my, say, $75 flight with Iliad Airlines or something allows me to have a checked bag. I bought that on Expedia. I bought the other one, plane ticket for British Airways, directly on the British Airways thing. But you don't get a good price if you go directly to the airline site. You have to get it like one of the aggregators like Expedia or Orbitz, or I only use 2 of them. Skyscanner. What I do is I do all my searches on kayak 3 days before, 3 days after, and then I choose which payment system I want. If ideally I try to do, then I go check if Expedia, because Expedia is a much more I don't know, proper ran website. And then I've got my information there where I can buy tickets and stuff. But if they're not offering Expedia, then I try to go directly to the the particular airline that I went for. So I didn't have Expedia, so I went to British Airways, and a lot of crazy stuff. But British Airways is, I was laughing. The Brits are, I mean, it's almost terminal. I mean, I'm really not too happy with the number of people that are just in terminal default mode of never smiling. Okay. I'll stay here for about 10 days, get a good idea of what's going on here. Really looks like a bunch of old people like the United States retirement community. They're in better shape though. There is, but I haven't done anything, and everybody in the hostels, very good for conversation, because we have these two guys, but both of them leave within one. The Ecuadorian guy leaves today, and the other one leaves tomorrow. And this Ukraine guy, which is pretty interesting, will stay for a long. He's trying to he's trying to immigrate to Israel because they give him free money. Trust me, what you don't realize, that if you want to immigrate to Israel and you're Jewish, they'll give you a lot of money to do it. So they'll probably give you a setup for like 6 months of living. And you get to volunteer, and if you're young enough, I guess you could go in the military. Okay, but I'm Andy Lee Graham. That was kind of my flight. It took about 24 hours to get here, and I was laughing when I was talking on Zoom to Cliff, and I said it's only 24 hours, and he looked at me, only 24 hours, and I was laughing because 24 hours is not that long to fly to a country, especially with the layovers and a couple transits or something. I took on the plane. They didn't really allow a checked bag, so I put everything in a very small bag. I guess I could show it to you. I had it all stuffed in there. Then I had that vest of mine, which I put about, 15 pounds in that. And now I'm going to, I have a blanket with me, which is really needed. A blanket really helps in a hostel if they're really wanky. You can make a curtain across the front and have security. And so in this hostel, they do have a curtain, not a very good one, but then they have a light and electrical stuff. I instantly had to go look at a hardware and buy an electrical adapter, which is British stuff. British, but I've got electricity, I've got internet, I've got everything I need. But I'll take that blanket and I'll roll up all my clothes and put all the soft stuff in the blanket. Then I'll tie it on the bottom of my thing. I'll probably I'll empty the vest of most everything, and then I'll tie it on the bottom, and that will make it into about a carry-on size. Okay, and that's a much better way to do it. But I didn't bring my 40-pound large, like 40-liter backpack. I think it's probably 60 liters, 50 liters. I don't have any idea how big it is. But I didn't bring that in my bucket and a lot of things, because just to be conservative, I want to be able to not strain this artery very much. The doctor acted like there's no way I could break this sewing on the artery inside my groin area, actual artery, right? Although it seems kind of like almost kind of swollen up. But it's only been 6 days, right? And they really bruised it looks like. But so I will have this, and I'll continue to try to do. I have another YouTube channel besides this where it's called Andy Lee Graham Travel Tips, or Travel Tip Shorts or something by Andy Lee Graham, I guess. If you go to my main channel where you're on right now, you'll find that you can go to the bottom of the main page and you'll find that travel tips. And that's where I put up like 5 or 6 videos every day of just little nudges and things that are happening. I would love to have Patreons right now, or GoFundMe people. that want to communicate with me one-on-one and try to help me to understand what they would like me to see in Israel. It's truly possible now with the internet. I'm gonna have to stay at a hostel and find a cell phone card chip, and then hopefully I can go live using data, cell phone towers, and I could turn on and go live and walk around and show you different things in Israel, and that's highly possible. If you know, it'd be really nice if I had two chips. I have two smartphones with me, and then I have one computer. The computer just thing. The hard part about walking around is you can't see these screens in the direct sunlight. So a lot of times you can't read things, and because it's so small, things pass you by. But Patreon and Zoom people that would like to keep on the list of things, you can, on the screen is my email or whatever, if you want to send me questions, like things that you believe that I should see. Not really tourist stuff, right? Tourist stuff is not what I'm doing right now. I'm really investigating and witnessing what's happening in Israel and try to explain the inner details and the backstory. Because the backstory is often not explained. Like my sister was asking me, why do people go to Cyprus? I don't know. They're probably coming here to hide money or retire, or I don't know really. But it's also a sailboat harbor. There's a pretty good place for sailboats. But most of these islands and little countries in Europe are sort of made special for hiding money, like Liechtenstein and Morocco and probably Brittany, I don't know, but Gibraltar. But there's always many stories. Transnistria is a place that I think the Russians created specifically for the billionaires to park their money. But who knows and who cares? At the end of the day, what is best is to have good conversations, okay? And I've been having some very good conversations with the Ecuadorian man that's been to 100 countries and the French guy that's been to 150. Although it's kind of retirement type age here, they're really pretty adventuresome. I'm here and you're not. Why not? Life is good. In the descriptions, the Patreon, and think again. I would like your questions, and I would love to have somebody connect me up with Israeli people where I could go live with them for like 7 days. And the closer to the Gaza Strip, the better. I want to get very close to Gaza, if not go into Gaza. I want to move around the country. I think I should probably, for the sake of understanding the country, I should move at least every 7 days. So that'd be about like 8 movements, and I can stay there for up to 3 months. And I'll probably not buy the ticket onward from Brussels until like the last week or so. But I'll buy the onward ticket from entering and leaving Israel right now. And that's like $80. But then I don't want to lose the $400 because $400 to $500 flying from Brussels to thing. I keep laughing. Air Morocco always puts you up at a hotel for a night if you get a 24-hour ticket. Very valuable to have you get to stay one night in Casablanca. It's really quite a great treat. Put you up in a 5-star hotel and try to give you an introduction to Morocco. And but I've been to Togo, West Africa. I have a whole family of friends there. I've been there probably 10, 15 times. And life is good. So I've been to 115 countries, and I've been doing this nonstop for 26 years. And I would love to have different people call me up and try to, we could even do some interviews and different things online if you want to. And but the biggest deal is to open up the conversation and try to understand the story, the backstory, the story that, like peeling an onion, that takes a lot of time to learn. But 2 months ought to give me enough time to do that on the ground. 3 months if it's really working out really good, and maybe more people are giving to my GoFundMe page. Oh, the going price for a hostel in Tel Aviv is $23. The very easy to get hotel room price is $65 a night. And it's kind of humorous because I just wonder how many tourists are actually in Israel right now. They're portraying this, but right now, Booking.com and Expedia and all these guys, they put up their hotels to they do all their domestic bookings like in a different way than they put up they'll literally double or triple the price and put them up on Booking.com to go fishing. So I'm hoping I can get outside the fishing net and back to the real pricing of what the on the ground pricing should be in Israel. But Israel's a great country, a great people, and very powerful, forceful, intelligent, and I'm going to have a lot of fun. But I'm here and you're not. Why not? There's a nice little sailboat behind me in there. Okay, become a Patreon so we can talk every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And but send me your questions, send me your ideas, and let's be friends.